So Usmani, you need, may I ask you to turn on your microphone? You has muted.
Sorry, yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay now.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I did not mute myself. I have shared my own screen because I made some changes to the presentation. So is that okay? And I've shared it now.
Yeah, we can see the slides.
Okay, so let me know when you're ready. Are we ready for me to speak now?
Let us double check the sound to online. Okay. Okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. You yeah.
Shall I start?
Okay now. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so for all those participants and our new students who have logged in, very warm welcome to you. My name is Asif Usmani. I'm the head of the Department of Building, Environment and Energy Engineering. So it's my duty to offer you a warm welcome and tell you a little bit about the department that you'll be joining. You may have known us before with a different name. Our name changed formally, actually formally changes from 1st of September. So we were called Department of Building Services Engineering before, but we have changed our name to make it a little bit more, a little bit clearer for people to understand and students like yourself to understand what we really do. So I think the name Building Environment and Energy Engineering gives you perhaps a better understanding of what we do, a clearer understanding. I am not sure if you have visited the campus, but if you have, this is the building that we are in, which is slightly located, connected to the main campus through a big bridge, this one. It's kind of outside the main campus. So, but now it's integrated because of the bridge. So when you come in, I think the next semester our teaching is hybrid mode. So I think vaccinated students would be allowed to come in class and vaccinated staff would be allowed to go to lecture in class. So I think that's hopefully we'll resume face-to-face teaching this semester, despite all the, hopefully the difficulties with COVID would start to reduce a little bit, starting next academic year. So what is our department about? What is Building Environment and Energy Engineering about? One of the ways that I kind of see, one of the analogies I find useful is this interesting picture, which was taken from the surface of the moon, which shows you the moon, and it shows you the Earth, and you see the difference that the surface of the moon obviously is uninhabitable. It doesn't have any atmosphere. It doesn't have any water. But we have all of those things that allow life to exist on our planet, on Earth. And to some extent, that's the analogy that we see with the work we do, which in terms of industry, it's still kind of in Hong Kong is referred to as building services, but in other areas, in other countries, architectural engineering or different names. Now we are calling it building environment and energy engineering. So you can see that the on a bad day, this is a bad day in Beijing, I think probably, and you know, you can see air outside, the atmosphere outside is not very hospitable for people. So it could be very hot, it could be very humid, it could be polluted, etc. It could be noisy. But what we do as engineers is to create these microclimates inside, indoor environments that make us able to function in a much more effective, productive way and remain healthy. So that is a job, and this is not an easy task. It requires quite a lot of expertise in creating these climates indoors, and that's pretty much the way I see the profession that you would be joining. Now, that is one thing, but we also deal with things such as safety against urban hazards. So you must have heard about floods and fires and a lot of these natural hazards that have been happening this year. They happen all the time, but it seems like the frequency is going up. So these hazards are also something that we consider. Lightning is another one that we consider in our expertise in our profession, that we provide the indoor environments, urban environments, structures, buildings that are safe as far as possible from some of the hazards that we face. So our mission basically is to imagine, engineer, and promote sustainable, salutogenic, and safe environments for human habitation. So the word salutogenic might be new to you. That just means healthy. Salute is like, you may have, if you just like in English, you may say cheers when you have a drink. I think they use salute is in Italian, so it's like something to do with health. So salutogenic is whatever that generates or creates or promotes good health, right? So we want to promote good health with the environments we engineer and we create. Okay, and obviously we want to do that sustainably, and we want to keep these environments safe. Okay, so these are all the key things that we have as our mission in the kind of engineering that we do, and you will be trained to do. In terms of what we've been doing, it has been, our department has existed for nearly 40 years. And it has, with the previous name of Building Services Engineering, as I mentioned, and we have been a vital source of the manpower, the skilled manpower that are needed for the many thousands of buildings that obviously make up Hong Kong. And most of these are tall, large buildings that need quite a significant amount of engineering to maintain and operate and keep in good functioning order and provide these the kind of indoor environments that we want. Okay, so that is one of the major professions in Hong Kong that allows this urban environment, dense urban environment of Hong Kong to keep functioning. So in terms of our research and teaching, we are a leading department in the world, and we are intimately linked with the building services engineering industry in Hong Kong and in the mainland of China. If you look at the kind of things we do, I mean, sometimes one of the reasons that we kind of abandoned the building services engineering label for our department was that we perhaps thought that it did not convey the scientific nature of our training. So the kind of training that you receive in our department is similar to all the other kinds of engineering, and in some senses even more. Yeah, so basically, if you define engineering, engineering is basically the application of mathematics, empirical evidence, and scientific, economic, social, practical knowledge in order to invent, innovate. So these are basically definitions of engineering, and you can look up Google what engineers do. Basically, it's the application of science in the service of mankind to make to sort of enable our modern world to exist. So there are many different types of engineering which cover different areas of society. So civil engineering is easy to understand. It's about buildings and infrastructure. Mechanical engineering is about machines and things like that. Electronics engineering, obviously we know, is about the electrical power. Our electronics are our many handheld devices, the hardware. But if you look at building environment and energy engineering, it kind of covers many of the things that all of these other engineerings cover, and even more, yeah, such as informatics. Yeah, so I think we are a kind of very multidisciplinary discipline, which covers many areas that you may study in other areas of engineering. Okay. If you look at our international global rankings, then we are quite highly placed. We actually contribute to 2 rankings in the QS global rankings. Hong Kong stands at 21st globally in civil and structural engineering, which we contribute to significantly. But we also maybe contribute even more to the architecture and built environment ranking, where we are 18th. Hong Kong Polytechnic University are 18th. So these rankings actually mix up some of the disciplines, because we are so interdisciplinary, so we cannot be covered by just one ranking. So we are contributing to more than one. Okay. In terms of our relevance to the building industry, we also have a lot of government certification schemes, such as these schemes here, that are provided for encouraging better performance in buildings. So as time goes by, the governments and people, society generally expects our buildings to be better, more sustainable, use less energy, be more efficient. So we provide training that would allow buildings to get these kind of certification schemes that would encourage this building designs that are that encourage better performance. Okay. In terms of the key topics that you study in our department, are these are heating, ventilation, air conditioning, energy efficiency. These are the top 2, perhaps most topics, but there are many other topics like fire safety engineering, plumbing and drainage, electrical power and lighting systems, acoustics and vibration. So basically, talking about noise in buildings. So that's the kind of thing you need to learn the science and technology in order to control how to control noise. Building environment, indoor air quality, which is related to air conditioning, but even more. Also, there are other things like pollution control, etc., and operation and facility management. And all of those to promote occupant health and well-being. Okay, so these are the key topics that we teach you about. In terms of our department, we are 26 academic staff and a number of support staff who are at various ranks, from chair professors to research assistant professors. In terms of our departmental management, I've introduced myself already as the head of the department. I have 3 of my colleagues who help me in various aspects of the department. So Professor Dur helps me with research related matters. Dr. Mui helps me with the teaching matters, and Professor Tang helps me with the promotional and impact and collaboration, these kind of issues. But for you, I guess perhaps the new students who are coming in, one of the most important members of staff is Dr. Wong Ling Tim, or Dr. L.T. Wong. He is the program leader for the BEng program that you have come into. So you probably have, I think he'll speak after me to tell you a little bit more in detail about the BEng program. And those of you who have joined the HD program, Dr. Hilda Chang is going to tell you a little bit more about the HD program. So in addition to all of the staff that I've shown you, there are these other pictures showing all the other teaching staff, 26 that we mentioned from all the different areas that we cover. And you will get to know them over time when you get through the years of your study. So in terms of our degree programs, I imagine I'm currently welcoming the BEng and high diploma students joining this academic year, but we also have 5 master program students joining. So these are all the different programs we offer. We also have obviously PhD programs, etc. If you want to carry on doing research in this field, then you have a lot of opportunities to do so in our department. Once you graduate, you may want to join the profession of either building services or other disciplines, and you may want to become a Hong Kong Institution of Fire Engineers, a member of that. In the institution, there are numbers of disciplines, like building services discipline, fire discipline, environmental discipline, and energy discipline. Our subjects, all the subjects that you do, all the courses that you do in our BEng program would allow you to enter 4 of these disciplines that HKIE offers membership in. If you do a master's, then you can also look for chartered status with the Chartered Institute of Building Services Engineers based in UK, SIBSE. The path to professional membership of engineering institution is somewhat like this: is if you do BEng honors in BSc, then you need a couple of years training, and then you can apply for membership of the HKIE with BSc discipline or other disciplines. If you are coming in from mechanical or electrical direction, which I guess none of you are if you're coming here, but this is just for if you do a master's program in BSc. So we have more than 500 plus applicants who are applying to our master's program every year. They can also join this profession after 2 years of training. So this is simply just a list of employers that employ our graduates who graduate in BEng with BEng in Building Services Engineering. The examples of employers are the various government departments like the ASD, Architectural Services Department, Electrical Mechanical Services Department, Fire Services Department as well. There are many EMSD, Electrical Mechanical is EMSD, public utilities like town gas, etc., developers, Swire Properties, consultants, Arab, WSP, and contractors. Okay, so these are, and of course, as I mentioned already, our programs are accredited by the professional engineering institutions. This is just a picture of our graduates from the 23rd graduation. And these are some numbers that tell you about the kind of salaries that you can expect once you graduate from our department. The salary from the graduates of our faculty is second highest. In terms of the individual departments, the salary of the graduates of our department is the highest among all FCE departments. So in terms of our research, we do quite a lot of research in the areas that I mentioned. We have recently, this year has been quite successful. We have managed to get some very big, large research grants. So the biggest one is this theme-based research grant that has got a funding of more than 30 million Hong Kong dollars. And two other grants, which are called Collaborative Research Fund grants. Both of those are over 10 million, okay, of funding. Or maybe the total funding is over 10 million, sorry, yeah. So our research is actually divided in these three key areas. We deal with building energy. So now you can see that the environment and energy in our name, the building environment and energy engineering, because we deal with energy, which is basically about trying to improve both the energy efficiency, both from the demand side and from the supply side, perhaps, researching on more renewables, getting energy from greener sources. That's the supply side, and also managing the energy better so that we spend less of it. Okay, and that's the demand side. So both of these areas are very key areas of our research. Then building environment, as I mentioned already, is about providing healthy environments and comfortable environments for humans to live in. And also the last one is about safety, which I also mentioned. Yeah, so these are the three key areas of our research. As I mentioned, in terms of the key research projects, there are a number of projects on renewable energy. A lot of them to have something to do with solar energy, photovoltaic technology. There are some other areas like ground source heat pumps, etc. The one big area that we are quite well known for is the building automation and intelligent buildings and smart cities, where we produce systems that manage the energy demand in buildings and improve the efficiency in using, say, artificial intelligence or other such technologies. So our department is quite famous for having had Professor Wang, particularly, who designed the energy management system for the ICC building. So these are a lot of the research areas there. This is again mentioning the same, the demand side of energy management, which includes the integration of building energy and perhaps the urban grid, which takes us into smart grid kind of research. So this funding, this research has led to this CRF funding, Collaborative Research Grant funding, which is 5.84 million, which is Professor Wang who has got that funding this year. Building environment is the other area which I mentioned, which is about this microclimate that I said that we want to create, not just indoors, but also perhaps in outdoors. So this is PolyU campus, and you can see students congregating under on the second floor atrium, the second floor podium area, where there are a lot of shaded spaces, and they have certain characteristics like certain flow of wind and breeze, etc., that allow sort of cooler spots to develop there, and those can be all designed. And so our colleagues work hard on trying to, use their knowledge and do research in creating such environments. And this is actually the topic of the big theme-based research grant, which Professor Jianle Niu has obtained with more than 30 million Hong Kong dollar. So again, there are many aspects to this research. So I would, in the interest of time, I won't go through that. This is another aspect of it where we try to understand with the COVID, as you know, we are living in this age of COVID. So we also study how infection spreads within buildings through the air currents and through the plumbing and through all of those potential pathways that can lead for pathogens to reach humans. And in that area, again, our colleague, Dr. Mui, has been able to get some funding, collaborative research grant of 4.43 million to determine or devise effective ventilation strategies to mitigate infection risks in hospitals. One of our colleagues also works within, say, looking at aircraft cabins where we may have similar risk of transmission of pathogens, and to look at air currents and look at how things get, how such microorganisms transport themselves within the cabin, and how do you mitigate the risk. I also mentioned that indoor, and when you talk about indoor environment, you're obviously talking about the temperature, but you're also talking about light and noise and all of those things. So some of our colleagues are looking at, especially Professor Tang, who's looking at how to get the best ventilation while also controlling noise, especially in a noisy city with traffic noise like Hong Kong. And another colleague, Dr. Menchin Wei, does a lot of work on understanding human perception of color and how does it relate to the visual comfort in terms of lighting, etc., in buildings. The last one is this building safety and resilience, which is done in Research Center for Fire Safety Engineering, which I'm part of. With a number of other colleagues. We also managed 2 years ago to get a large grant of over 30 million on trying to develop a system for smart firefighting. Okay, so that is using data science, AI techniques to try and forecast a large fire event, and then if we can use that information to then guide the firefighters to take the correct decisions in fighting fires. So I will keep going on where, so we also, we have colleagues who also work in lightning safety. So when you have lots of tall buildings, you obviously increase the chances of lightning striking those buildings. And once that happens, then you may also find that your building systems may be affected, may get damaged because of the lighting if you are not able to control the flow of electricity safely from the lightning strike into the ground. So that requires a lot of research. We have a big collaborate with Shenzhen, and this is the lightning observation platform, which two of our colleagues work with to study the effect of lightning on systems. We have lots of laboratories because we do a lot of practical stuff. So you will find that we are well equipped, and we have a lot of nice equipment that you will study in and do experiments on in our labs for many of your subjects. I think that's about all I had to say. To welcome you again to start a new degree program with us or a HD program, and hope you'll have a very good experience. And feel free to get in touch with me if you need to ask about something. I think there's a program now for others to talk to you in more detail about what you will study individually in your areas, like the BEng and BSc, BEng and BSc, and the HD program. Okay.
Okay, any questions from students?
Yes, happy to answer questions. However,
No,
I guess
maybe we
however,
go to the
if you
next
have-
session.
yeah, I think you're probably running late, so I might have taken too much time. Okay, so thank you very much. Welcome again, and I will. Shall I log out then?
Yeah. Okay.
Key?
Thank you, Professor
Okay.
Usmani.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, testing. Oh, hello. Okay, we've got some representatives here. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome aboard to our BEng program. All right. I think quite a number of us joining the online sessions, and we have a few number of you. Okay, joining this classroom. Okay, I'm Wang Tim, who is your program leader. Okay, and therefore this session we will deal with something more about the operational issues for your program. Therefore, the information is closely related to you. And first of all, I think the most important thing is okay, we have already dealt with the department name. Okay, therefore just leave it this part. And the most important thing is we do arrange you a coming event. Okay, the event is Engineers of the Future. Okay, BEE Engineer Pop-up. Well, what does this mean? This is a special function arranged for all of our BEng students. Okay, and we try to get linked to the industry because I think we do isolated for a long time because of the COVID. Okay, therefore we have arranged a face-to-face function. We did invite representatives of Hong Kong, those of the professional bodies who they probably in future maybe they are your boss. Okay, who is your potential boss? Okay, they represent the ASHE, air conditioning. Okay, it's American Society of the Heating, Refrigeration, Air Conditioning, and ventilation. Okay, all those things. Okay, the Hong Kong chapter. Okay, the representative, also the BSOM, who the profession is talking about the operation and maintenance, and also the CIBSE, famous to you, Chartered Institution of Building Services Engineering, in the Hong Kong regions. Okay, the representatives come from there, and most of them they send their presidents and also the vice presidents to come, and also the CIPHE, who is the profession on the plumbing, heating, and drainage, charter institution also the Hong Kong IE, the local learned society, and particularly is the building services division. This time we try to organize this function is try to provide a platform for our students and their representatives to get the connection. Okay, they will also they showed me that they also have the student chapter, the young engineering chapter. Therefore, you can get linked with them. The professional activities gets linked to those of that's the professional activities, the functioning, and their chapters, and know their people. Okay, this is great opportunity. One off. Okay, only one off, specially arranged for you. Therefore, please join in. Please join and register first, because the room is limited. The room place is FJ304. Therefore, please enroll and get your registration and secure your place. Okay, I will show this again for you. There's QR code for registration. Also, you should get your email for the registration as well. Okay, that's the most important today. Okay, we have academic staff introduced already, so we can skip it. And your professors, you will meet them in the subject. Okay, here is also the departmental website, also the inquiry accounts. When you need help, so you can come to our 8th floor to get help from our colleges. Here is some our colleges in charge in the office. Okay, and we do have a laboratory, and the laboratory mainly at LG2, the lower ground, and also we have some laboratory at the 10th floor. But I think for the degree program, most of the laboratory located underground. Okay, the laboratory in charge is Mr. Stephen Chen, who will deal with all your laboratory issues. You will meet him later on. He sits in the room set B224 underground in this phase. Okay, apart from that, we do also have one design and development center, the computer room, just like computer room, located at the 8th floor, same floor with the department. Okay, go back to our program. Our program basically is a credit-based 4-year full-time program. I do know, okay, some of you advanced standing senior year will join at a different stage of this program, but for the entire program, basically is a 4-year program. Okay, credit basis 4-year, and this program for each year composed of 2 semesters basically. Some subjects will be offered in the summer semester, which is semester 3, and each semester composed of 13 weeks of teaching week. Followed with the teaching weeks will be the examination. Right? And then the summer semester cut into the half, 7 weeks only. All right. And apart from the normal teaching week, we also in the program also have the industrial training, also have the work integrated education as well. Therefore, basically 4 blocks. Okay. In this one is famous for you. Basically, the idea for the curriculum is that the first year, second year, we're talking about the university general requirements. And the first year, we have some mathematics and scientific subjects. And then the year 2 will be the engineering fundamentals. And then the third year will be the basic design and for your disciplines, basic design disciplines, theory, things like that. And the last year we're talking about some innovation subjects, elective subject dominated. So basically the 4th years will be something like that. Within this 4 year, actually part of the subjects will be the general university requirements. Apart from that, say they have some car subjects, general cluster area requirements, surface learning. Apart from those, okay, there will have the 85 credits, quite a dominated part, portion related to the building services discipline specific required subject. Okay, so-called DSR subjects. Okay, and these 85 credits will be distributed among the 4 years. Okay, And apart from the 85, okay, each of you have to pass 30 credits of so-called the general university requirement subjects. In this 30, okay, including 9 credits of language requirements and communication requirements, which are LCR. You will find those of the short name of this during due course. And another 12 credits composed of from the 4 cluster areas. Okay, 3 credits from each of the following 4 cluster areas. Therefore, you need to pick those of the car subjects. Okay, cluster area requirements from each of these area. Human nature, relations, development, community. Okay, from these 4 areas, 1 for each. And apart from that, all of you are required to complete a so-called non-credit bearing subject on healthy lifestyle. You can arrange in any time to take it, but we did arrange for you, recommended some time will be a better time from our recommendation to you. Apart from that, we also have 9 credits of other requirements. These other requirements, including the freshman seminar, 3 credits, leadership and interpersonal development, 3 credits, also the surface learning. The surface learning, also the credit bearing surface learning subject. And those of these other subjects, okay, are handled by different units of the university, so that they have a different management procedure. But you found, if you found the difficulties, you can firstly get help from our department. Okay. All right. For the surface learning subjects, our departments also contributed 2 surface learning subjects. One is local based, is a level 2. Science for the healthy and sustainable living environments. Okay, for the students as a arrangement is concerned, if you try to enroll this subject, we shall admit you first. Okay, first priority. And another one we did offer international. In the international or regional basis. Also in the next year, we also will offer the subjects for the local basis as well, which is a level 3 subjects, more advanced level. Both are surface learning subject. You can consider to join these 2. Or also you can free to join other surface learning subject, of course. Okay, the language communication requirements is depending on the DSE level. You need to join a CERFLO and this 3 credits, 3 credits English language subjects as listed here. Subject 1, subject 2, depending on your DSE equivalent level. All the undergraduates are required to successfully 1 credit of Chinese language. Now, this Chinese language also according to your DSE equivalence level, have a designated final university. Or we don't have launch Chinese speakers here in this room, but also for a non-Chinese speaker, we do arrange special subjects, Chinese requirements for you. And okay, so there's advanced communication skill, Chinese and things like that. All right. And other 13 credits, including the training credits for safety, CAD is a computer-aided design and practices offered from the industrial center, IC, industrial training subject. And another 3 credits are offered in the industrial center is related to the building information modeling. Also is a discipline requirements, DSR subjects as well. Therefore, we come up with a total of, okay, there's a 13 credits here. All right. And for the IC training, also IC offer the subject. We will arrange that those credits will be included into the semester, also the summer term. Therefore, please reserve the sufficient time in the summer term for the IC credits. Okay, basically the IC credits is quite the time. Okay, is not easy to book. Okay, therefore please complete it on time. Okay, for the summer, basically the year 3 summer, we will arrange 2 training credits on the WIE. Okay, WIE is a work integrated education. Okay, we do have one colleges take care for this part, doing the matching you with the industry and work on there for the summer training intern or sometime. Okay, in the year 4, we also will include this additional credits, is 6 credits of the language requirements, but these 6 credits come from the faculty, so-called common discipline specific requirements, focusing on the workplace English and Chinese. Okay, there's a difference from the GOR subjects, also on the languages. All right, these are basically the credits composed in there. Okay, go back to the DSR, the disciplines subject. Okay, our discipline subjects for the year 1 basically including the mathematics, physics, architecture and built environment, building and ecology, which is the fundamental STEM or select something. Okay, year 2, some engineering fundamental, electrical, fluid mechanics, power machine, thermodynamics, heat transfer, and engineering mathematics. And in these 2 years, the subjects there, most of them are prerequisites to the more advanced level subject. Therefore, please get pass on all these subjects. Otherwise, your progression pattern may be influenced. Okay, may be affected. For the year 3, we've got a lot of engineering fundamentals, also, as well as the design basics. Therefore, for a practicing engineer, basically all the knowledge can be acquired in the year 3 study. Air conditioning, ventilation, power generator, generators, lighting, building automation, transportation, fire, water supply, drainage, also the research methods, the design project will be included there, as well as the management as well. So there's a very important year for you. And for the last year we do offer a pool of electives for you. And this pool of electives we will offer in turn. Okay, so you need to pick some, okay, from there. Those of the electives are the application oriented for the newest technology and the cutting edge research, which offer you to have a lifelong learning and also prepare you readily to adopt a new technology in future. Okay, and all these electives also get linked to your professions that when you're applying for some disciplines in the Hong Kong IE membership, they have specific requirements. You will take some of these electives as well. Be remember you can you're able to join 4 different disciplines in the Hong Kong IE. Okay, they've got the different requirements. I think maybe you cannot join all 4 at the same time, but you need to pick the particular one and targets. Okay, prepare your targets. For more information, I think the coming activities, the engineer pop-up is a good opportunity. Just ask directly to the professionals body, the chairman over there. Okay, you just discuss with them. We will arrange the time for question and answer and also have the peer discussion with you so that you can directly get linked to your future boss. Okay. All right. Apart from that, I'd like to introduce some teaching arrangement to get some idea. You can get some idea from here. For each semester, basically it's up around 18 credits, around 18. Okay, maximum no more than 21 credits. Okay, 18 credits is already heavy. Okay, under the system of for each subject, basically we've got lecture, we've got a seminar, also we have a tutorial, also we do have some practical sessions. Some design office practices, laboratory, site visits, research project will be arranged. It's depending on the nature of the subjects, basic teaching activities like that. And for each subject, basically including 2 assessment parts, the coursework part, probably due to the tests, due to assignments, projects, logbook, portfolio, a lot of things, okay? Presentation, okay, something like that, a coursework part, taking 60%, 70%, 50%, depending on the subjects, right? Apart from that, most subjects do arrange with the examination. Examination is the compulsory part for most of the subjects. Therefore, you need to pass the examination, okay, in order to pass the entire subject, okay? Most likely, okay, and the grading point system is adopted by the university, and we do have the excellent, good, satisfactory, pass and fail, and do represented by the grade A, B, C, D, and F. Okay, and this grade will be converted into the grade point, a number for calculation of your grade point average, so-called the GPA. And this number is important to you because the number is to be used to determine your progression. Okay. As well as the award finally. Okay. And the equation is complicated. I don't want to detail the equation, but let you know, okay, those number is used to calculate the important number for you. Therefore, in the equation, I would like to draw your attention on the highlighted part is for the failed subjects, which means the failed subject will count, which will affect your GPA. Okay, therefore the key message is that don't fail any subjects. Okay, all right. How the number is important for you? Because at each year you are normally will be progressed to the next stage unless fall into the categories here. The categories are highlighted here. Basically, the last three. Okay, last three we're talking about the GPA. GPA is the number calculated by the equations previously. If the GPA is too low, you will get trouble. Okay, and the trouble is that probably you will put into the academic probation, or you will be considered to be deregistered. And this number is not the mechanical one, only the guidelines. If the board of examiners believe that you cannot finish the degree, they can decide to deregister you. Okay, your study. All right. Therefore, apart from that, two more difficult case. First two. The one is if you reach the final year of the normal period registration program, which means you which the final year, okay, normal period, you can this will not be progressed. And the second one is that you studied too long, longer than the maximum number of time. Okay, you will get trouble. Okay, and the second one is most important. For a failed subject, there's a limit, the number. You cannot fail the same subject too many times. Okay, if you reach the maximum of retake of a subject, this will be deregistered case. Therefore, this 5 is important to you. But I think you need not to study the very detail here, just to remember the key message: don't fail any subjects. Okay. All right. Here is some more details, and we skip. Okay. Don't want to know. Okay. Basically, three times. Okay. Subjects the retake. Okay. But once you fail the first time and then retake one, fail. Okay. You need to go through several procedures in order to have the final retake. Okay. Just to know that. Oh, lots of subjects. Okay, a lot of words. Here's some procedure for application, things like that. All right. Okay. Now, student, you may apply for withdrawal for your registration of a subject. Okay. Normally, at the beginning, we will have the add-drop period. At the beginning of the semester, you can add some subjects. Okay, or drop some subject. After that, you still have chance to apply for withdrawals. Okay, the subject lecturer will approve your case, consider to approve, and then go to me. Okay, for the program leader. If you register for subject offered by some other department, okay, the subject lecturer will consider your application before your application go to my hand. Okay, both of us may reject your application. There's a chance. Therefore, do not think this is just as granted, not as granted. Okay, the application. Okay, the application should be submitted within the semester, the teaching week, Once the teaching week finish, go into the examination period, the academic registry will not consider, will not approve, even I approve your application. Okay, that's very important, because some of you, our senior student may think, okay, it's better to drop some subjects in order to secure some results, okay, but too late. All right. Okay. Also the misconduct. Misconduct is a very strict, okay, disciplinary actions. Do not try to do any, because the record will be there forever. Okay. Therefore, here's some description about that. Too many, so many words means it's important. Okay. Accumulated number of credits in total, okay, for the entire curriculum, 121, including the GOR, as we mentioned, also including the DSR, okay, and also included the industrial center, WIE trainings, okay, and award, which your GPA have to be higher than 1.7 or equal to, and the award will calculate the GPA in weighting, and so-called awarded GPA, okay, and your award classification will be according to the award GPA. Basically, the classification here as a guideline. Normal situation will be like that. Determined. Okay, the procedure for appeals. If you found that some results, assessment results, you found there's maybe some problem. You've got the opportunity to appeal for the results. Have to be made within 7 days after the announcement of the results. First appeal to the departments. If unsuccessful, go to the university academic registry. There's some procedure. We have a form available. Be remember, for all the application, you need to fill in a form and submit your form to the correct place. When you in doubt, go back to our departments. Okay. For the WIE, there's a 2 training credits, summer placements, arranged at the 3rd year, minimum 4 weeks full time. Okay. And they could be conducted in Hong Kong or even the overseas. We do have the cases, overseas cases. Here are some overseas cases, Beijing, Shanghai, as well. Of course, you can conduct in Hong Kong. All right. Apart from the WIE, we do have some research activities. We do have some professional bodies, student chapters. As I mentioned, we arrange you an opportunity on that, so-called the engineer pop-up. So the SNI, again, just to remind you, important. Okay, apart from that, I think some of you may consider the student exchange program, which spend 1 semester overseas university. Those of the dots are the some cases before. Your fellow students go to the different university to have their exchange for 1 semester. Usually, a student may consider on the year 3, the first semester, or year 4, the first semester, go to the exchange. Year 3, the 2nd semester, year 4, first semester, something like that. And you can apply for the block credit transfer, okay, by selecting the sister university corresponding subject. Need to go through the approval, of course, to apply the block credit transfer. Therefore, you can arrange the subject so that you will not delay your graduation, but especially arranged it. Therefore, before you opt for the overseas university, also the subjects, please contact with the department. Okay. Here's their life in the exchange. Okay, for the minor program, we've got opportunity to have a minor program, 18 credits, 9 credits at level 3 of both. But usually my experience is that our programs already make you very busy. Most senior classmates cannot finally give up for the minor program. But anyway, this opportunity here. Okay, professional body, our programs accredited by the Hong Kong IE, CIBC. Now, therefore, due to the city accord, okay, and we do have, you can conduct your professional work worldwide also. Okay, basically the profession is that we after the graduation, you need to have a 2-year training plus a 2 years so-called professional experience, corresponding respondents of professional experience. After that, there's a minimum requirements. You can apply for the membership for the professional body. After the professional body become the member, say the Hong Kong IE, MCIBSE, you need to also to go through the government to have the registration to become a registered professional engineer. There are 2 different steps. Okay, learn the society and then the professional part for conduct your duty, discharge your duty as an engineer. For the RPE is a Hong Kong based to work in Hong Kong. Charter engineer is for the UK based in worldwide. Okay, and for our program, you are changed to have expected outcomes. The outcomes are presented to the professional engineers body, so that you will achieve a list of so-called outcomes, including the professional, academic. I listed here. Maybe you can refer the details later. But basically, we're talking about your professional skill, academic skill. Also, another big item is talking about the all-round attributes. Okay, and okay, and apart from that, our departments also will got a number of scholarship, post-entry scholarship, prizes and awards. Okay, and therefore, you can refer to the information provided here by the SAO, Student Affairs Office. They have the information about the scholarship, the application procedure, and admission time to time. Keep your eyes in there. Okay, and also that's important for you, because maybe you've got too many emails and got overlooked. It's about the academic advising system. Why there's an academic staff becoming your advisor? Because you can build up your early connections to your home departments. Okay, so that you should receive some email to arrange the first meeting with your academic advisor. You need to meet him, talk to him. Also, you can get accurate information about your study. You can plan ahead with your personal goal during your study plan. Also, you can get connected to various resources. Maybe you just overlooked it. Okay, the resources are over there, but you overlooked it. You can get information from them. So take care for the first meeting. All right. Here are some your fellow student achievements. Got some awards, got some prizes. Okay, some examples. We have a departmental website. Okay, you can get some more information over there. Apart from that, there are several important documents for you related to your study. First is the program documents. Our program documents detailing the regulations and the rules and how your your study will conduct it, what subjects, which levels, the information, very important. Apart from that, several documents such as the subject description form, which is just like a syllabus of a subject. Okay, detailing how the subject is to be arranged. Apart from that, for the subject, they will have some teaching schedule, teaching scheme, be available from the Blackboard nowadays. Okay, to detailing you, okay, which week, how the subject is to be operated. Okay, all this you need to log in and get the information with your the ID, the net ID. Okay, we will have a class representative. I think we cannot okay have the arrangement today. Okay, maybe I think our colleges will contact you to have some class representative. This representative just is is a contact point between the staff and student. Okay, the duty is only not too many. We will gather once per semester to have a liaison meeting, to discussion, to get your feedback, and it will act as a bridge between the students and the departments. Okay, this is very different from the secondary school. Get rid of that stage. Okay, apart from that, also an important part is e-student on the internet. Log in with with the e-student, there's a lot of information over there. Your timetable, your feedbacks, a lot of items. That's important. Okay, there's a useful information and also the application to be submitted over there. Therefore, study it well. Get familiar with the system. You cannot alive without this page. You will facing a lot of problems. So you cannot handle this page well. All right. Here's a one more on the credit transfer. Maybe some of you have already studied some subjects you think probably may get a credit transfer. You should submit an application for credit transfer upon your initial enrollment on the program or before the end of the adjunct period. Okay, don't make it too late. Okay, and all the credit transfer, you need to pick the particular subjects to be transfer credits. Okay, the first night of approval of this application is by the subject leader. Okay, and then go to the program leader. Then, okay, so to make it on time, if you have the credit transfer application. All right. Lastly, final reminder. That's a very important. Be focused in all time on your email. Okay, there's a formal communication channel to you. You will got the essential information, alert, or even you got warning. Okay, it will be from the email. Therefore, I put a lot of arrows over there. Okay, take care with your email account, time to time, in all time. That's important. Okay, that's my last slide. Thank you very much. Okay, maybe we still have a few minutes to. I would like to see. Do you have any questions for me? On the online platform, also on the floor. Before we go to the next session. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, the next session will be arranged by GO office colleague Fion. So she's here now.
Yeah.
You as co-host, so you can share your file.
Okay, sure. So maybe Key, you have to stop sharing your screen and then so that I can share my PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so can you see my PowerPoint now? And can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
And see, I can see your file.
Okay, great. So let me start now. So hi everybody, this is Leon from the Global Engagement Office, GEO. So in the coming 5 minutes, I will talk about the exchange and study abroad opportunities that are arranged by our office. So GEO is mainly responsible for the global mobility programs for undergraduate students. So we handle the exchange and study abroad programs, handle the funding application, and also the exchange logistics. So actually, we have put all the updated information, our programs, our schemes, different activities on our website. So you can just simply search PolyU GEO, and then you land on this page. and then you search exchange and study abroad. Go to the outgoing students so you can find every details. So basically, we divided 3 different program schemes under our office. The first one is global exchange, which many students will participate once during their UG studies, and also study abroad and the global experience. So I will talk about one by one. So going study abroad not only can enhance your academic knowledge or your profile, but also your soft skills, most importantly, like your communication skills, languages, problem solving, interpersonal skills, etc. So from the feedback from our return students, almost all of them were very satisfied with their learning experience overseas. Also, they would recommend other students to study abroad in different countries. So here are the frequent asked questions that our students asked before. What is exchange, and also what is study abroad? For exchange, it is a two-way exchange program. That means PolyU send one student to an exchange institution, and then the overseas exchange institution, they send one student come to PolyU. So this is a two-way exchange. And also most importantly, the tuition fee, we waived the host university waive your tuition fee. That means you only need to pay for PolyU tuition fee during your exchange semester. Okay, even though you are not in Hong Kong, you study outside, you're not studying in PolyU, but you only need to pay for PolyU tuition fee. Okay, do not need to pay for the exchange tuition. And for study abroad, normally it's a fee-paying program that you have to bear your expenses like program fee, accommodation, etc. But of course, GEO will provide subsidy, provide sponsorship for you to support this program. So how much time I can spend overseas? Actually, we can you can spend maybe one semester or one summer semester, few weeks during your offshore study programs. Where to go? We actually has established student exchange partnership over in around 40 countries or regions in overseas, as well as Chinese mainland and Taiwan. So you have many options, and then you can select your preference destination and also your host institution. So is study abroad or exchange a must-do item at PolyU? I would say no. It is not a compulsory element during your UG studies. But we do encourage students to take up at least one time or more than one study abroad or exchange experience during their 4-year studies at PolyU. Okay. And you may do small research on your preference institution, and then discuss with your program leader, your exchange coordinator in your department, so to see which institution best suit your study plan. And also, most importantly, you have to transfer credit back to PolyU after you finish the exchange programs. Okay, this is a must compulsory items. And some students may ask, oh, so I want to go exchange maybe next year or year 2, year 3 studies. So do I need to provide my IELTS score or TOEFL score on international exams? It depends on which university you go. And then you can do some research on their official website, the requirements of receiving inbound exchange students. And any interview depends, because for semester exchange, you will get nominated by your department. Okay, so you see if the if any interview session is required by your department. If for the summer exchange, GEO will do the application and invite you to have the interview. And then we also provide funding. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to come to our office or send us email. So here are some of the partnership or institution that students are allowed to go on exchange. And also we provide funding support. For global exchange subsidy, normally every student, if they are the first time go on exchange under GEO nomination, they can get a global exchange subsidy. Okay, of course, the funding amount vary, depends on where you go and also your duration. Maybe if you go on semester exchange, you can get more, of course. And if you go on summer exchange, only 4 weeks to 6 weeks, you can get different amount. If you are needy students, if you get the grant recipients from the Hong Kong SAR government, the Student Financial Office, you can also apply for GEO exchange grants and also the government subsidy. These subsidy schemes are also managed by GEO. You can apply it in one go. So the second type of program that GEO offer is the GEO Global Study Abroad. These are the credit-bearing program as well at the renowned institution or facilities institution. You can take up during your summer or winter term. Okay, but you have to pay for the program fee yourself. Okay, but again, you can apply for different funding support from GEO. And basically, we have two main types. One is the global classroom. We put up a list of the program in our website. You can, if you find it suitable for you to transfer credit back to PolyU, or you find it is very interesting study area, you can apply directly to this institution, and then come to PolyU for the funding part. And we have a very famous program during summer. It's called Summer as well. You can tell from the name that it is the summer program organized by the University of Cambridge and also the University of Oxford. So you have to expect that a very intensive study is expected in the 4 to 6 week programs. So we also provide funding that for the global study abroad programs. So we look at students' GPA and also their application, their personal statement, etc. And for global classroom, we divide it into two main regions. One is Asia and also outside Asia. And again, if you're a needy student, you can also apply for the SAR government subsidy. So last, other than exchange studies and also study abroad fee-paying programs, we have different types of activities like global experience, such as summer research abroad sponsorship. You take up summer research in a very famous university overseas, nominated by your department. And if you are presenting paper in an international competition or in a conference, that we also support your travel expenses. If you are interested in exploring China culture and social development, we can also take up 2 to 3 weeks short-term programs offered by different China university. And also we have other offshore opportunities, like if your department or your subjects or courses and that require a study tour or field trip, you can also apply for our support on funding issue. So this is the global experience funding table. So all the information we'll put up on our website, so you can feel free to check it out. So this is our office at ST305. And if you have any planning or you need any advice about your study abroad plan or exchange information, you can feel free to email us or call us. Okay, so thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Thanks, Fionn. Let me, any questions from those online students?
No.
So, if any questions, you can ask us later. So thanks, Fionn. Thank you, Fionn.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye. So the next part will be the lab briefing and health and safety talk. But we need to wait a bit for the high dip students to come back before we start. So let's wait.
而家係咪已經
share screen
頭先 high dip 嗰邊有10幾個，唔知過翻晒嚟未咧？
咦，你 share screen 喎？你去
係咪
share
share 咗？
我試試。再呢個，你係 share 呢個，你頭先好似 share 呢個，
唔得嘅咩？
而家撳呢個，呢個就
share
會
得唔得㗎？
呢個係睇到晒你跳嚟跳去啲畫面咯。
哦，
咁樣，
哦
我睇。
，OK。Full screen 都得㗎。Okay. Okay, so welcome back. Let me introduce myself. I am Hilda Chern, and I am the lab coordinator. So from time to time, some of the subjects will involve lab components. You have to do some experiments in the laboratory, and the timetabling, the lab grouping will be done by me, okay? So in this section, I'm going to explain what you need to do in the lab section. So this is the QR code linking to the staff directory. So if you want to find out my email or the contact of other staff, then you can click this QR code. So I think you should understand how important is the lab section. So in the previous 2 years, we are in the pandemic, so we cannot conduct the face-to-face lab session. And I really think that it's a loss for the students, because in the lab sessions, in the experiments, you can learn how to use the equipment, you can have the hands-on experience. So it is undoubtedly that the experiments, the lab session is very, very important. So starting this semester, we will be in the hybrid mode, but for the laboratory, it's essential teaching and learning activities. So you have to come back to the campus to do the experiment, okay? So unlike lectures or tutorials, you can choose online or face-to-face. For the lab sessions, it is a must for you to come back to the campus, okay? Laboratory assessment, okay, so it is required for different subjects in various semesters. So not all subjects you need to do experiments, only for some. For example, if you are degree students, okay, then in BE1, year 1, no lab session. But then for BE2, you will have 2 subjects having experiments, and then 3 subjects in semester 2. And in BE3, 4 subjects having lab session, and 2 other subjects having lab session in semester 2. Okay, so how many of you are BE1? Any BE1 students? No, BE3. B3, okay? So you will need to do these, for these subjects, you will have the lab session, so remember. And if you are high diploma, can you raise your hands? Okay, so high dip 1 students, semester 1, you will take these 2 subjects and they have lab component. Okay, so remember for these 2 subjects, you need to attend the lab session. So laboratory work is one of the assessment component of the above subjects. Therefore, you are required to attend all lab sessions. Okay, come back to the campus to attend the lab sessions. Otherwise, you will score F, fail, okay, for those components. So the laboratory work grade will constitute logbook reports, okay? So normally for one subject, you need to do 2 experiments. So for example, for high diploma, okay, electrical fundamentals. For this subject, you need to perform 2 experiments. And right after one experiment, you need to submit a logbook report. So what is logbook report? Logbook report is just a handwritten report that you record all the equipment data, the measurement data, the experiment procedures, any discussion, okay? So this is the logbook report, and you have to submit right after the experiment session. So the experiment session will usually last for 3 hours. So by the end of the 3-hour lab session, you need to submit the logbook report, and the lab supervisor will give you grade right after your submission. Okay? So 2 experiments, 2 logbook report. And by the end of the semester, you need to submit a formal lab report. So logbook report is handwritten, but for the formal report, it should be typed, should be processed by maybe by Word, okay? And then you can submit through the Blackboard, okay? You can submit through the Blackboard Learn at PolyU. So 30% for the logbook and 40% for the formal report. So these are the assessment component for the lab. Okay, lab sessions are scheduled for a 3-hour period from week 3, normally from week 3 to week 13. And you will be doing the experiments in a group of 4 to 5 students. So the lab schedule, I think for High Deep 1, I have already uploaded the lab schedule. So tomorrow or tonight, you should be able to check the lab schedule. But for the group list, I will upload the group list by the end of week 2 after the airdrop period. Okay, so later on, you will be able to check the group list to see which group you're in. This is an example for the lab schedule. So for example, you will need to take 2 subjects, BSG 2122 and BSG 2215. And for one subject, you need to do 2 experiments. Okay, 1 subject, 2 experiment. And the venue you have to go would be listed here. So for doing the experiment E04, single phase equivalent circuits and nonlinearity, you have to go to EZB205. EZB205 is in the basement, okay, not the 2nd floor, but the basement 2nd floor. Okay, so EZB is a basement. So most of the experiment will be conducted in the basement, and for the fire services, it will be conducted in the 10th or 11th, 10th floor, okay? So in this schedule, there are 10 groups. So by the end of week 2, I will upload the group list. So maybe you are in group 5. Okay, so in group 5, then for week 1, week 2, no lab session. And then for week 3, you need to do F2 experiment, and then week 4, E2, week 5, F1, and then holiday, and then you have to do E1. And after that, no more experiment, because 1 subject, 2 experiment. So if you have to take 2 subjects with the experiment component, then for that semester, you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 experiments, right? So this is an example of the lab schedule. So for BE3 students, you will be able to find this lab schedule in the Blackboard. And also for High Diploma 1, I have already uploaded the lab schedule. Okay, so this is the online platform, Blackboard. And as I've mentioned, everything will be uploaded to Blackboard. And the lab manual, I have uploaded the lab manual and the BSE policy to late assessment. So maybe you have something emergency so that you cannot come back to the campus to do the experiments. Then check on this document to see in what circumstances I will allow you to have late assessment. Okay, and the arrangement for bad weather, maybe typhoon, maybe the black storm signal, do you still have the lab? Then refer to that document. Okay, so I have uploaded all these together with this PowerPoint to this OneDrive folder. Okay, so I highly recommend you to take a picture of this QR code so that later on you can go to this folder and check on these documents. Okay, so I finished my part, and then I will invite Stephen, our colleague, to explain to you something about the lab safety.
Hi, I'm Stephen Chang, as a Departmental Health and Safety Officer. Today, I would like to introduce the general health and safety policy. So on the screen, today I would like to introduce the health and safety policy. So on the screen, and I require your attention. Now let's begin with the health and safety policy. It is the policy of the university to ensure the health and safety of the entire staff at work and students in the study and the public using university premises in order to achieve high health and safety standard. Everybody within the campus should have responsibility to ensure they are aware of the health and safety matters. Your responsibility are mainly to take care of yourself by properly use of PPE and report incident at once. Here is my information. You are feel free to call if you have related to health and safety. You can contact me using this information on the screen. And all the health and safety related document can be found in the HSCO website, shown on the screen. Following are the hazardous areas you should have to beware. For example, at the REQ lab, you have to take care of chemical spill, release of toxic gas, and also beware of compressed gas and free burns or gas discharge or explosion. In the electrical lab, beware of electricity, which cause electric shock. In HVAC lab, there are many moving parts, such as a motor. There are some prohibition signs everywhere in the campus you can find. You have to take extra care. For example, no smoking, no mobile phone, no eating or drinking. And also there are some warning signs that give specific warning hazard, such as danger of fire risk, high inflammable, or high voltage. Also, there's a mandatory signs you have to follow before entering the hazardous area. For example, you have to make eyes protection, ear protection, or head protection. Also, safe condition signs which you have to look, such as the fire exit, the locations of eye wash and first aid posts. Something like that on the screen. That's me. Following are the nominated person for different lab. This is me responsible for IP lab and acoustic lab. Mr. Lake, responsible for electrical lab. And TW Leung, he is responsible for HVAC lab. Mr. Zhong is for fire engineering lab. And KY Leung is mainly for applied surface lab and lighting lab. Finally, Kenny Hong is mainly for indoor environmental quality lab. For emergency preparedness, by knowing the fire exit route and the location of fire extinguisher and the emergency telephone or shower and the eye wash. Very important. Please also memorize 3 important telephone numbers, and they show on the screen, and report at once during accident occurs. Now there's the picture of show the emergency telephone. eye wash, and shower. And also the first aid box. In case of fire, don't panic. Sound the fire alarm and switch off the machine and close all the door. Then evacuate, but please do not use the lift. Please note the safety in the laboratory by knowing the safety rules and procedure. For example, correct use of PPE. If you have any problem, please ask. And also, you should have a proper dress code. For example, tie up your long hair, low open-toed sandals, don't eat or drinking. This lady doesn't wear proper protective clothes before entering lab. She should wear proper goggles, tie up long hair, and suitable shoes. Finally, because of the COVID-19, please wear face mask and temperature checking and cleaning your hand before enter our laboratory. And also in the lab season, please keep social distance to each other. That's all for today. If you have any problem, you can ask me. Any problem? If no problem, that's thank you very much for your help.
So we will have a 15 minutes break and we will start at 4:15 again. So see you in 15 minutes.
Okay, so we are having the break, but if you have any questions about the laboratory, the lab schedule, you can also leave a message in the chat box. Okay, for high diploma 1 student. So on the screen, I have logged into the Blackboard system, and this is the high dip 1 laboratory. Okay, high dip 1 laboratory subjects. So if you are high dip 1 students, you will be registered, or your account will be added to this subject. So on this screen, I have post an announcement. So this announcement is about what you need to do for the laboratory components in this semester. So here in the content, I have uploaded some documents and also the lab schedule. Okay, so this is the lab schedule. So there will be 2 groups, lab group 1 and group, okay, not group 1, lab 001 and then lab 002. So you will be in one of the lab groups from group 1 to group 16. So you have to attend the lab session in person according to this lab schedule. So maybe you are at group 9. Okay, if you're assigned to group 9, then you have to come back to the campus on these 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Go to these rooms in order to do the experiment. Okay, so if you have questions about the lab arrangement, please leave me a message.
close 咗呢個先。
都唔係嘅，可以。There's a student online ask where to check the lab schedule. Just as mentioned by Hilda, you can check the lab schedule in Blackboard. Is that okay? Feel free if you have to ask if we have any questions. Hey, hello. So we will start the part for academic advising and GRR requirement by SAO's colleague Christine. Okay, thank you, Christine.
Oh, thank you, Key. Okay, good afternoon, student. I'm Christine from the Student Affairs Office, SAO. I'm your academic advising officer. So first of all, thanks BSC for giving me a chance to give a short briefing about one of our signature student support service, academic advising, and also the general university requirements, GUR. Okay, so we understand that as freshmen, you may need advice on how to start your university or how to make your study plan or how to excel in your study. So Poly, you provide an academic advising service, which you will be supported and guided by your department and also my office. So we have a two-tier academic advising system. So from your department, you have an academic advisor and also an academic advising officer from my department. Okay, so for your academic advisor, you can find out information of your academic advisor from eStudent. So I believe many of you have already checked eStudent, and later on you can find out the information of your academic advisor here under my advisor, okay? Or you will receive the invitation email from your academic advisor. And I strongly recommend all of you to meet with your academic advisor at least once in an academic year, okay? To get to know more about your major study as well as to learn about how to make a study plan and excel in your study. And I am your academic advising officer from SAO. So here is my contact. I'm Christine. So whenever you have any questions about your GUR study, general university requirements, and university life planning, you can just feel free to contact me. Okay, let's talk about the GUR, general university requirements. So depending on your admission background, you will have different requirements, GUR. So for 4-year degree student, please pay attention. You need to fulfill all the 6 components, okay? Later on, I will talk about each components one by one. And like your major subjects, some of the GUR subjects will be assigned to you. So that means you do not need to do the registration on your own, while some of the subject you do need your registration. And for the senior year intake student, you need to fulfill 3 components. Languages, custody area requirements, and also the service learning subject. And some of the students might not need to complete the language subject because if you have already met the university requirements, you only need to fulfill CAR and also the service learning subjects. And for the high diploma student, you only need to fulfill the CAR subject requirements and also the languages subjects. And some of the students may need to fulfill a freshman seminar as well. So now I'm going to talk about each components one by one. First of all, is talking about the custody area requirements, which we call CAR. Altogether, we have 4 custody area focusing on different aspects of knowledge. So besides, you also need to fulfill additional requirements, what we call the English reading and writing, Chinese reading and writing, and also the China study requirements. So again, from this table, you will learn about the requirements of CAR subjects. As mentioned, the 4-year degree student, you need to fulfill 4 CAR subjects, 1 in each custody area. And for senior year student, you need to take 2 CAR subjects, but from different areas. Okay, in the past, quite some of the senior year student, they took 2 CAR subjects in the same custody area. So you need to be very careful about the CAR subjects that you have registered must be from 2 different areas, okay? Or otherwise you will need to take additional CAR subject to fulfill the requirement. And for the high diploma student, you only need to take 2 CAR subjects from any area, okay? But you need to fulfill the CSR requirement. Okay, CSR means China study requirements, and ERE means English reading and writing, Chinese reading and writing. So if you find those subjects with the R and D requirements, that means it will have a heavier workload. Okay, a heavier workload. So for the 4-year degree student, I would suggest you to get familiar with the language requirements of the university before you register those subjects with these kind of requirements. Okay, it is not necessary for you to register those subjects with these additional requirements in first semester. Okay, but for senior year student, of course, you need to take those subjects with requirements. Okay, the next one is talking about the service learning subject. 4-year degree student in first semester, you are not going to take the service learning subject. Okay, but for senior year student, of course, you can take. Okay, and please pay attention. You need to study the subject information carefully because some of the service learning subject, they have overseas trips before the pandemic. Okay, I mean, but now you need to check the information carefully to make sure whether it has a service trip and also whether it involves only 1 semester or 2 semesters. It will surely affect your study plan. Okay, so please check the information carefully. And for all the GUL subjects information, right now I understand many of you will check those subject information from ePublic. Okay, but I would like to introduce you a very resourceful website under OGUL. We do have a GUL subjects library from the OGUL website. Office of General University Requirements. Okay, so from this website, you can check all the GUL subjects in one go. Okay, I think this is a very useful, user-friendly website, OGUL. You can just Google OGUL PolyU. Okay. So the next one is the Healthy Lifestyle program, which only apply to the 4-year degree student. So 4-year degree student, altogether, we have 4 components under this Healthy Lifestyle program. And in early September, you will receive the invitation from my office to invite you to register for the introductory lecture. So please register this introductory lecture as early as possible. Because altogether, we have 4 components that surely you will need some time to complete all 4 components. So please register the introductory lecture in first semester. And hopefully, I hope all of you can complete the Healthy Lifestyle program by 2nd year. And the next one is the freshman seminar for the 4-year degree student. You will need to take one subject entitled BSc 1000, BSc for Better Living. It is the subject that to introduce you your chosen discipline. And from this subject, we will also introduce a very important concept, which is talking about the academic integrity. Okay, academic integrity. So by that time, you will know how to complete a course and e-learning course about academic integrity. So the next one is the language and communication requirements, LCL. And we have 2 English language subjects and 1 Chinese language subject. So depending on your admission background, again, you will be assigned with different language subjects. Last but not least is talking about leadership and interpersonal development. So you will assign with 1 subject entitled Tomorrow's Leader. Okay, this subject is talking about some attributes of a leader and also to prepare you to become a future leader. So this is all for the General University requirements. And if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. So last but not least, I would want to share some tips for your freshmen. So first of all, please read your program requirement document, okay, to understand more about the graduation requirements. So from that document, you can find the progression pattern. Okay, so that you will know in each semester how many study load, which subjects you are going to take, so that you can plan ahead for your study. And the second point is try to meet with your academic advisor at least once. Okay, so to get to know more about your major study and also to gain some insights for your career, future career. And the third one is since last year, student cannot retake any past subject. okay, cannot retake any past subject. Because in the past, quite some of the students would like to retake some of the past subject to improve the GPA. So please pay attention to that and try your best to get a high GPA as far as possible, because you cannot retake any past subject. Last but not least, please try to identify and locate any possible learning and student support resources to support your learning here. So my office, SAO, we have different kinds of student support service, and also the university have different learning resources. So please try your best to find out the resources that suit your needs. Okay, and I would like to add one more point, that is to check your email regularly. Okay, check your email regularly so that you won't miss any important information from your department as well as the university. Okay, so these are my sharing today. If you want to know more about the details of each GUL components, you are invited to attend our standalone section, okay, on 3rd of September, okay, and yeah, you will get to know more about the details. So last but not least, I'm wishing you all a flying start and enjoy your study at PolyU. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Christine. So we will move to the next session. The University Health Service presentation. So UHS has provided us the video. So let's start.
Dear students, welcome to the orientation talk. This is going to be a 10-minute presentation from the University Health Service, UHS. I'm Joey Nang, Advanced Practice Nurse from UHS. Whenever you want to book an appointment to see a doctor, probably most of you may think of physical illness. But is that the only reason for you to come to UHS? Nowadays, health is not simply talking about the lack of physical illness. It refers to whole person wellness, which consists of 4 aspects, including physical health, psychological health, social health, and spiritual health. Instead of talking about a theory, I'm going to share with you a story about Daisy. Daisy is a year 1 student with sore throat and cough for a month. She came to UHS to seek for medical advice. How can UHS help her? What do you think? Can Daisy go into the UHS directly like in the past during this pandemic period? During this pandemic situation, when Daisy arrives, the main entrance of UHS, our staff at the triage station will have a quick assessment for Daisy. That is checking her temperature, perform hand hygiene, and filling the questionnaire. For those patients considered to have low risk of infection, they can enter the waiting hall at UHS as usual. You may imagine, as Daisy had respiratory symptoms, she was directed to another designated area to see our doctor in charge under strict infection control. This can prevent cross-infection during this pandemic period. Our doctor assessed Daisy and arranged her to receive the COVID test, and the test was negative. Then our doctor found Daisy. Her cough was actually due to the throat irritation after each self-induced vomiting. Daisy used to vomit after each binge eating episode due to the fear of weight gain, despite her normal body mass index BMI. This picture is showing a typical binge eating pattern in one go. She used to consume the food at the middle of the night when she is alone in her bedroom. Well, I think most of you may think Daisy is suffering from bulimia, which is a common eating disorder. As I mentioned before, health is divided into 4 categories. So at the first beginning, Daisy came in for sore throat and cough, which I consider as the simple physical sign or symptoms. And then we explore her history and we found that actually these simple physical signs are not that simple. They are a result of bulimia, which is a common psychological problem. Of course, UHS has some common medicine that is effective to treat bulimia. Apart from taking medicine, psychological support or counseling is also very important for her. So the doctor have to further explore the spiritual health or social health aspects of Daisy. Doctor asked Daisy, why you always need to binge eat all the foods? And Daisy explained that whenever there are lots of food keeping chewing in her mouth and swallowing into her stomach, her brain is actually very relaxed and she can stop thinking about all annoying things. So the question comes next. What are those annoying things are for Daisy? We found that Daisy all along aims at meeting her parents' expectation. She always followed the social script of mainstream. So what means by the social script of mainstream? For example, most people in the society think that the definitions of success is like having a university undergraduate degree and subsequently have a good job with a secure income and social status. Afterwards, you can buy a flat, buy a car, and get married with somebody, and then have children. I'm not saying that that is right or wrong, but it is just a thought of mainstream of society. So Daisy all along thinking that one of them would be nice without thinking about her own interests. However, it comes to a problem under the COVID-19 outbreak in the past years. Certainly, there are lots of uncertainties that create a sense of fear to the future. And there are many different voices in the society. Daisy cannot digest and of course not sure what she wants. After doctor's exploration and discussion with Daisy, we found that the problem is not that simple. For the social health aspects, we noticed that Daisy seldom chat with her parents. She has no close friends for sharing. For spiritual health aspects, Daisy has fear of uncertainty with the transient loss of directions and life goal. She always has emptiness and hopelessness feeling around her. Her emotion is no way out. Therefore, if you or your friend is really feel depressed, anxious, and can't cope with it for a period of time, you are strongly advised to seek for professional help. In our university campus, UHS is one of the departments to support your mental wellness. We have a mental wellness clinic here. Our doctor will provide medical health assessment, medical counseling, and if necessary, we can prescribe effective drug to you. How to book an appointment with us? If you already got in touch with a student counselor, I think they can arrange a proper referral to UHS. If you are not yet having a counselor, you can also book an appointment with us directly by calling our hotline and telling our receptionist that you want to arrange a mental health assessment with our doctor. Then they will direct you online to our nurse to arrange an appointment for you. In conclusion, Health is not just referring to simple physical health. It also includes psychological health, social health, and spiritual health. UHS is always here to support you. Finally, there are 3 bring home messages here. First, defend your own values that upholding your beliefs in your life so you will not easily feel empty. Second, remember you are not alone. And finally, you can seek help at UHS whenever needed. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you what the whole person wellness is all about. To take care of our well-being, we must understand the 4 important aspects of our health. They are our physical health, psychological condition, social aspect, and finally, the spiritual well-being.
You may wonder what our spiritual well-being is. Simply put, our spiritual well-being involves upholding our own values, our philosophy about life, and of course, our religious beliefs and so on.
Whether you're fit or feeling unwell,
we're here to offer you on tips taking care of your whole personal wellness with various support from University Health Service. Besides the mental wellness clinic on campus, which provides support and advice to enhance students' mental health, the University Health Service also offers us travel vaccinations and medical advice via the Travel Health Clinic.
our Women's Health Clinic provides services to female students like women's health check, HPV vaccination, and sex education.
UHS also offers general body checkup and vaccination services, while our traditional Chinese medicine services also help students to maintain good health.
So the next part will be presented by Health, Safety and Environment Office. Please wait. Okay, the next part will be presented by our SAO colleague, Cora. Thank you, Cora. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cora, and I'm from Student Affairs Office. So today I'm going to give you a brief introduction about the services and activities by our office, and also by other central offices from PolyU. So here are our university motto, vision, and mission. And our university motto is to learn and to apply for the benefit of mankind. And PolyU actually does not only focus on your academic education, but also on your whole person and holistic development. So here are some major offices at PolyU to enhance your holistic development. First up is our Office of Student Affairs Office, and we take care of these areas such as student development, your physical and psychological wellness, student halls, enhance your employability, and other support such as scholarship or financial support. And the Global Engagement Office takes care about overseas exchange. And the Service Learning Leadership Office takes care of the service learning programs and subjects. And for a knowledge transfer and entrepreneurship office, they provide grant and funds on entrepreneurship and other related activities. And the Culture Promotion and Events Office organizes different types of arts and culture activities on campus. And lastly, for campus facilities and sustainability office, they promote a sustainable lifestyle at PolyU. So this is the logo of our office. It is star-shaped with 6 colors. So actually the 6 colors have meaning. They represent the 6 dimensions of wellness, which include occupational, physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, and emotional wellness. So to take care of these 6 dimensions of wellness, our office is divided into 4 different units or sessions. The first unit is Student Development Unit, and we provide a student ambassador program, campus integration activities, student bodies and activities, etc. And for counseling and wellness session, they provide student counseling, academic advising, and also physical education. And for student resources and support session, they take care of the student hall, financial assistance, scholarship, and communal and sports facility, and also provide support to non-local students and students with SEN, special educational needs. And lastly, for careers and placement session, they give career-related services and support, such as a career fair or interview, mock interviews, and mentorship program. For the career placement session, as you can see here, they provide a lot of career-related services to better prepare you for your future career after you graduate. For example, they held regular career fairs, recruitment talks, and they invite alumni to share on their career, and also the WIE, Work Integrated Education Program here in Hong Kong or in overseas. And with all these programs and activities, we wish to enhance your global awareness, promote students' national engagement, and strengthen your personal and professional attributes. So for academic advising, you are paired with an academic advisor and you can make appointment to meet with them and discuss your academic choices. And for counseling support, there are many options you can use to make an appointment. If you want to talk to somebody, you can log into our post system online to make an appointment. You can send us an email. You can call us at this number, or you can walk into our reception counter. Our reception counter is at QT 308, the third floor on the QT wing, and our entrance is at Core T. And under the pandemic, we also have an online chat and video counseling support service, and you can also make the appointment online. And for non-office hours, we also have a non-office hours student counseling hotline. And for scholarship, there are different types of scholarship for you to apply, or you can be nominated for the Outstanding Student Award Scheme. And also there are different types of government provided or PolyU provided financial assistance schemes. And if you have any special educational needs, SEN, for example, attention deficit, hearing impairment, or mental illness, please contact us by sending us an email or give us a call to declare your SEN. So it is important to us, and we will keep your information confidential. And for student halls, we have 2 halls here at PolyU. One is in Hong Kong and one is in Ho Man Tin. And the 2 halls are within a walking distance from our campus. And from this year, we have a new residential college at the Ho Man Tin Hall. And the theme is to achieve academic and research excellence through inquiry-based learning. So students who wish to achieve academic and research excellence can especially apply to enter this hall. And here are some of our major holistic student development programs organized by the Student Affairs Office. The first one is Global Student Ambassador Program, and the ambassador will promote cultural diversity in PolyU. And another one is Excel Program, which stands for Extracurricular Enrichment for Lifelong Learners. It is a series of non-credit bearing courses that are for the full-time PolyU students to learn something outside of their academic study in a pressure-free way. For example, the mainland student can learn to speak Cantonese or speak foreign languages such as Japanese or French or other interest courses. And there are 2 mentoring schemes. One is a peer mentoring scheme, and it is for the first year non-local undergraduate student to better adjust to the life in Hong Kong. And another one is called Inspire Mentorship Program. And if you are interested in performing arts, there is a program called PolyU's Got Talent. And interested students from different types of cultural background can showcase their talents through music, through dance, or other sports. And under the pandemic, we have a virtual campus busking, and we have an annual grand show to showcase a student's talent. And here are more examples of our activities. And we have different types of talks or cyber series or new Global New Year Gala. So there are a lot of our activities. And if you want to explore more about our office programs and activities, please visit our website to learn more. Next up, I would like to introduce you to a service called a Worldwide Emergency Assistance Service, which is called International SOS. It is actually a service available for all PolyU registered students to use during their PolyU authorized outbound activities outside Hong Kong. For example, in mainland or in overseas or in Macau. For example, you may go to exchange or internship or service learning trips. Although under the pandemic, there may not be many of these outbound activities, but you are also encouraged to download the app first, and it will become of use in the future. So you can scan the QR code to download the app, or you can search International SOS at the App Store. After you have downloaded the app, you will be asked to register an account, and make sure that when you register the account, you are using your PolyU email account, which is your student number followed by a polyu.hk. So the system can recognize you as the PolyU user. And when you are registered, you will be asked to enter the membership number, and which is highlighted here. And you must enter this membership number in order for International SOS to know you are a PolyU user. So after you have registered the account, this is the interface, and you can fill different types of security alerts or medical alerts at your current location. And for example, if you encounter emergency, you can use the one-click call button here to connect you to the nearest assistance center. Other than the mobile app, you can also visit their website at www.internationalsos.com for travel advice. And you can also log in with the same membership number. So next up, I'm going to briefly talk about the other central offices at PolyU that provide a holistic development education. So first up is Service Learning and Leadership Office. They have a new leadership academy for global citizenship that organizes different types of leadership programs for students. And more importantly, they do the service learning subjects. And it is a part of your 4-year undergraduate degree curriculum, and you are required to complete a free credit service learning subject to graduate. Another office is a Global Engagement Office. So they provide different opportunities for students to go abroad and overseas to exchange in mainland or in overseas. And for Knowledge Transfer and Entrepreneurship Office, they provide grants and funds for the inspired entrepreneurs or other programs such as workshops or seminars related to innovation or entrepreneurship. And PolyU is a green campus, and we value the environmental to be environmental friendly. So we also have a campus sustainability section at the campus facilities and sustainability office. And they promote different types of sustainable lifestyle to the students and also to the staff. So there are 5 aspects of Dream Campus promoted by them, which include dining, resources, energy, awareness, and more walking. And lastly, for culture promotion and events office, they promote different types of arts and culture performances or program. And you are welcome to join their activities if you're interested. Also, we would like to remind you that on our university policy on sexual harassment, and it is prohibited and is unacceptable at all levels in the university community. For more details, you can visit the website here. And also, we value equality and diversity awareness at PolyU. So we wish that all students would respect each other despite of their gender, disability, or ethnicity, and create a harmonious study environment. For more example, you are welcome to visit the EOC website shown here. So there are actually many offices here at PolyU I mentioned. So I can't go into details on all of them. So if you're interested, please go to the website shown here and learn more about the programs or activities provided by each office. Also, I'd like to invite you to our online orientation info day, which will be held tomorrow on the 27th of August. It will be held tomorrow from 12:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And you can scan the QR code here to visit the website. And in this orientation info day, we'll have different online booths from the different student clubs or societies, and also from different PolyU offices. If you're interested, you can go into their booth and their staff will talk to you about more about their activities and programs in details. And you can also ask them questions. And lastly, I would like to invite you all to scan the QR code here to fill in a survey on this departmental and school orientation session. Eligible students who fill in this survey will be given a souvenir. The souvenir is shown here and it is a fan. And we will also contact you on how to collect this. We'll email you about the collection of this afterwards. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you. Have you scanned the QR code? Have I scanned 晒啦? Oh, okay. For those joined online, any questions? One student asked, can demonstrate again. What do you mean? What do you want us to demonstrate? The lab schedule. Okay. Share screen. Okay, we share the screen now, and so you can see how we go to Blackboard. So here's the PolyU website. The top right-hand corner, quick access. So learn at PolyU. Okay, so you log in with your net ID and net password. So click at the menu bar, courses. You can choose the current semester subjects, and you can go to your class laboratory. And the lab schedule will be shown in content. So you can see the lab schedule here. So everything will be posted in Blackboard by the subject examiner. So lab schedule will be posted by Hilda, lab supervisor, lab coordinator. Okay, any more questions from those online? So one student just join us. We will have the video to post on our intranet. So we will send email to you once the videos and presentation files are available. Is that okay? You can check other subjects and material in Blackboard too. So all your registered subjects will be shown in courses. So Blackboard, eStudent are essential systems for you in PolyU. If no more questions, so you can leave, or you have questions, you can contact us during office hour. 咁現場嘅同學都可以離開啦。哦。